All right, I appreciate everyone's patience. It's gonna be just a couple more minutes till we get started. Do me a favor, tell your friends, go share the stream. Let everybody know that we're doing something a little bit different today. We're gonna be experimenting with some 3D printing and fabrics. We're gonna be updating you on the Shin Kamen Rider mass run project I'm doing, and just doing some general catching up. And we're gonna talk about something new that we are doing for members of Patreon's only. So stay tuned, we'll be back in just a minute. Go tell your friends. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to The Next Decade. Thank you so much for joining us again. I greatly appreciate y'all coming in to check out the stream whenever we have them up. I know it's been a little bit, been busy. The set's back to normal, thank God. We have airflow in here now. It's not as hot as it was last time. Not nearly as irritated as it was the last time I streamed, so hi, I'm in a much better mood, and since I'm in a better mood, I want to do some fun stuff. Let's do something fun. I've been cranky. I've been super busy on not only the Shin Kamen Rider stuff that I'm printing for people, but regular stuff I'm printing for people. We have the website update that's, I want that to happen before the end of the month, and I don't think it's gonna happen. It might not happen until after June at this rate, which is a bummer. Video editing, we have the blue screen up right now. We're in the middle of filming all the skit stuff for the Ultraman suit up episode we have coming up. Bunch of stuff coming. And it's driving me crazy, so today I decided right after this, finish printing the most recent Shin Kamen Rider helmet, we're gonna do some fun stuff. We're gonna do some fun. Music is a bit louder than me. 1 second, I can fix that from here. I'm sorry about that. One moment. I had no idea that it was louder than me. I was trying to even that out earlier. Let me know how that sounds. Is that any better, or is it still a little bit too low? Here, let's just turn it down and put it down a little bit more. There. That should be good, right? Hopefully that's good. And if it's not, say something again in the chat, I'll fix it. All right, so here's what we're gonna be doing first today. I have not done this before. This is an experiment to me. This is something completely different. And yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a few weeks, and since I've just now got my printer back from 3D printing all those different Shin Kamen Rider helmets, we're almost halfway done. We have 4 more we have to print, and that means that's about 12 days of printing left on this one, and then we can move on to other things on this. But for right now, we have some short stuff I want to print before I hit start on the next one. What I want to do today is I want to 3D print onto a t-shirt. Now, I know that other people have done this before, but I'm trying to do something very specific. I like Kamen Rider Kuuga, and I like his t-shirt a lot. Problem is that you can't really find good screen prints of it, or you just find like crappy unofficial ones. And if I'm gonna have a crappy unofficial one, I might as well just make one myself, right? So I've been playing around with TPU. If you don't know what TPU is a flexible filament. So unlike other filaments, this is really stringy and stretchy. It stretches up to 3 times its size before it'll snap. It's a fun material. I made some little squishy prints with it. One sec, I'll bring those around so y'all can see. I made one of the Rider logo, and my wife, Katie, made a cat, and she painted the cat, and she also painted my logo. They're squishy. They're flexibles. So I thought, you know, this might look really good on a t-shirt. So that's what we're about to do. Except for we're not going to be putting these specific designs on the t-shirt. What we're going to be putting on there is the Kamen Rider Kuuga logo, which it's already preloaded onto this. What we have to do is we have to print the first 2 layers. Once the first 2 layers are printed, we're going to be pulling off this bed plate, putting the t-shirt on it, folding the t-shirt in a very specific way, and then using a bunch of magnets to lay down the sheet just taut enough to where the TPU can get through the fabric and melt with the other TPU on there. There's a really strong chance that this will fail, and if it does, it's okay. This is experimentation. We're practicing. We're seeing if this is even feasible with what we got at the moment. And if this doesn't work, it'll be a bummer, but from right here, I'll be able to show you guys something else we can do, which is a new version of the Beadle Bond, or what I hope will be a new version of the Beadle Bond. If you don't know what the Beadle Bond is, it's a thing I did for cosplay, and there's a short for it on my channel. Go check it out after the stream. Unless you want to do it right now, then you got like a minute, but like come on back right after, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and load up the TPU onto the Elegoo 3 Neptune Plus. Speaking about Neptunes, we are in the middle of processing an order to get a few more Neptune 3 machines here pretty soon. So keep an eye on our store in May and July, or June and July, possibly August. But if you're interested in a 3D printer like this, keep an eye out, I'm telling you. They're hard to get right now. Even people who are, who own stores that want one can't really get one right now. So just bear with Elegoo. They are producing as many of these as they can, as quickly as they can. But I'm really happy for them knowing that this machine is as good as I was saying it was, and now everybody wants one. So like, great, cool. Like I'm not like, I want to move away from bed slinging 3D printers, but if you have to get one, I'm gonna tell you to go with the Neptune 3 very, very easily. All right, making sure we got as much of the PLA out, and now it's just TPU in there. Cool. So I just moved the printer. We're gonna have to adjust the bed level really, really quickly. Once this is done and the bed is level, we can start working on our project here. So the way it's gonna work, again, really, really quickly, we're gonna get a small square of TPU printed. It's gonna be about 2 layers thick. After that, we're gonna pull off the bed plate. We're gonna put the t-shirt around it. We're gonna lay the bed plate down as low as we can, because this is gonna add some more space in there, so I might have to do some live Z-stepping to fix this. And like, if it messes up, we'll just keep trying again in a couple other areas on the shirt until we get one that is successful. But again, this is totally like a experiment. We're gonna see how it goes. And then when we actually start doing the printing and it seems like it's working, I'm gonna bring the camera in closer so y'all can see exactly what's going on. I look like I'm super out of focus. Sorry if I am. I actually dropped my lens last time we tried to stream. It kind of messed it up pretty bad. Thankfully, it still works, but it's not the best anymore, and that's kind of a bummer. I'm trying to get this where it seems like it's in focus with the... All right, you let me know. Let me know how I'm looking. If it looks too blurry, whatever, I'll try to fix it. All right, let's shout out everybody in the chat that I see so far. We got Flex Gang Store and Flex and Gang Store and Flex and Gang Store. What's up, guys? Thank you for coming in. Let's while we're waiting for this to do its thing, since it's got a bed level itself real quick. Let me show off the newest helmet that just printed. And then maybe in the middle of this, I should have another half of a chest piece that just wrapped up. So this is one of the 5 job pieces I printed recently. And this is one of the new helmets we did. We are still hitting major issues with this weird skinning on the top of the helmet. Debating on sanding this myself before I pass it off to the customers. I know they're gonna have to do a lot of sanding to clean this up themselves. But like, in terms of like a 3D printed helmet that came out quick, it still came out pretty darn good. Dustin, you said it takes 4 days. How is that quick? Trust me, that's quick. It's not the quickest. I've seen some people do their helmets in 12 hours, and we'll be part of that club here, hopefully before the end of the year. Got a new machine on the way called the Construct 3D, or the Construct L specifically, and that is rapidly approaching, and I can't wait to get a hold of that machine because that might be the new helmet maker. Really eager to try that machine. It's going to be my first Core XY 3D printer. It's stupid fast. It's like comparable to Voron systems. And if it does half of what I hope it will do, it may become like the printer that we end up getting to replace all the other printers. Which is kind of crazy considering I'm about to put through an order for more printers for myself and for the store. Wild. Essentially what we're doing is we're going to be doubling every machine we have at the store, so then we can keep up with orders even more fast when I have big orders come through, like with the Shin Kamen Rider project. Essentially what happened was, by taking on the Shin Kamen Rider project, my 2 Neptune Pros and my Neptune 3 Plus are just not usable right now. What I mean by that is that I'm constantly printing. So like when I say this is my first time printing on this machine since I got back from Japan, I'm not kidding. This is really my first time playing with the machine other than doing Shin Kamen Rider helmet prints. So, and right after we're done with this is going right back to printing more Shin Kamen Rider helmets. If you're interested in one of those Shin Kamen Rider sets where it's going to be the helmet, jaw, eyepieces, antenna, chest pieces, and the full belt set, they are all just 3D prints. There's nothing done to them. It's literally just a 3D print, so you're gonna have to sand them all yourself. If you want to jump in on the next set, keep an eye out in May. I'm gonna do another run in May. I'm unsure if I'm gonna do another run after that. So if you want to jump in on this, keep an eye out in May. Might be the first week, might be the second week, but we're gonna be taking orders. And the week after we got the last order, we're gonna go ahead and start, and hopefully all these will be out before July. So yeah, all these ones I'm doing right now are gonna be out either just before May or right in the first week of May. I'm trying to get myself like a solid 2-week period to catch up with other orders, and then take a small break and get right back into it again. Then after that, we'll probably take a longer break from doing runs until we decide what exactly we're gonna do, or if we wanna continue doing Shin Kamen Rider sets the way they are. Wanted to mention this too, just so then it's like super clear. This first set, I'm actually doing it at almost ever so slightly a loss in some ways. So we're actually gonna be increasing the price on all the next sets. So this first set was like $350. This next set could be anywhere from $400 to $450, $450 probably max. So just keep that in mind. Deposits are $100. So like when it's time to start filling in slots, I'll be like, hey, slots are open. Shoot me $150, it guarantees your slot. That way you guys get your deposit in, that way you have your slot, that way you're guaranteed you're gonna get your thing. That's how we're doing it from now on. We're doing runs. It's just gonna make things so much easier for everybody. All you gotta do is just sand it and paint it, and thankfully the Elegoo PLA I've been using sands really well. And you're gonna run into a lot of other YouTubers and people in the 3D printing community be like, oh, you can't sand PLA. You can totally sand PLA. It's really easy to sand PLA. It just doesn't sand as well as stuff like ABS or ASA. It's all a matter of how much are you willing to put into it, and like PLA is really not that bad of a material. It's only getting better too. Recently, I saw there's a flexible PLA and I want to give that a chance. There's a project I really want to take on, and like I love TPU, don't get me wrong, it's just that TPU just doesn't get the same definition that I want, and I'm not sure it can adhere to some of the same paints and stuff I use. So I'd have to really experiment more with TPU, since this is my first spool of it, first time ever really doing a lot of stuff with it. But now that I know there's flexible PLA and you can clean it almost the same as regular PLA, I'm really interested in doing some flexible parts for armors that would usually be really, really cumbersome if it was all hard or even done in foam. So we'll see what ends up happening. Speaking about costumes, I know I was talking about doing demons possibly because I put it up on a poll for Twitter. Might have to pull back on that one because another thing popped up that made me want to switch it around. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to do it just yet. I might. So if you see me making a Heisei rider or working more on Shin Kamen Rider, you know it's because I have a thing coming up. Doesn't matter though, like if you have to spray with sandable primer before painting anyways. I mean, when it comes to PLA, it really depends on like the level of layer height you did. So like most of my prints are done at a 0.2 layer height. That's not the lowest I can go. It's not the highest I can go either, but it's like a solid space to where it's like, if you put down a thin coat of primer and then maybe like a little bit of spot putty and then sanded, you're not gonna see anything. It really just depends. Shin Furbus Brown Data says, are you planning on doing a Typhoon belt based on Shin Nigo? Also, prints of the Shin Ichigo parts in Nigo colors or the silver Ichigo colors? Ooh, okay. So, here's the issue with the belt model I did. That was the very first thing I ever modeled in Fusion 360. The fact it got done blows my mind because I don't remember half the things I did in order to get that done right. I'm actually looking for somebody to help me clean that model up so we can make it the Rider 2 version of the belt. Working on it. In terms of the colors, I haven't decided what colors I want to do for those just yet, because I do want to do another one, but I want to wait till after May to show it off or debut it, just because it's technically a spoiler, the one I want to do, so I'm not going to do it. not like publicly yet. Eventually. Just keep an eye out. What's up, Megadong? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, this seems like it just wrapped up doing what it was supposed to do. So now let's go straight into oh god panic mode. I'm gonna bring the printer in a little bit closer, or the camera in a little bit closer to the printer. Hopefully that'll be good. Give me 2 seconds while I get something to put under the legs so I can get a good angle. I don't have a good tripod in here for this. I'm actually using a C-stand. There's that a good angle for y'all? Hopefully that's a good angle. So what's gonna go down first is a layer or 2 layers of TPU. We're gonna pull this off. We're gonna put a t-shirt on it. We're gonna hope for the best because this could end up being like just a disaster. But we'll see what happens. Okay. 1 second, folks. Waiting for the bed to cool off a little bit. It's actually too warm for TPU at the moment. So TPU likes to print at between 30 and 50 degrees on the bed plate. And right now, for some reason, my bed plate's at 60. You know, we're just gonna go for it. Fuck it, we'll do it live. All right. So the way I have this set is that there's gonna be a Kuuga logo that prints upside down right here. And once that first layer goes down, we're gonna pull off the build plate, we're gonna get the t-shirt laid over that plate that's printed down immediately, and then we're gonna try to put magnets around that in order to get that to go straight down. This is either gonna be really, really great or an absolute disaster. I have no idea. Hey, it's Sherman says, hey man, just wanted to say thank you a bunch for the suit up vid since it helped a lot with my foam shin helmet. Later, I want to commission some eyes from you when the time is right. Okay, Sherman, yeah man, I'm down. Absolutely, I'd be totally happy to make some eyepieces for you. And thank you. I'm glad you like the suit up series. We're gonna try and get another one out here pretty soon. Really upset I didn't make it within a year, but we've had a lot happen this last year. So we'll get the next one out, and then I hope I can move immediately into the next one, but I also gotta get Tamashi like done now that I got the footage back, thank God. Oh, hey, I have a print over here that is sitting at 99% done. You're gonna have a live reveal of one of the chess pieces fresh off the build plate. Excited to show off that. Okay, so it looks like it's laying down really, really nicely. I don't know if y'all could see it. Put down in chat if you guys can see the printing or not, and if you can't, I will bring it in closer. Whew, man. I need a drink. Let me grab a beverage. Beverage grabbed. I love these. These are like my favorite sodas now. Get like one of those will last me the week. It's great. I am super nervous about doing this because I have never done anything with TPU. I don't know. Well, okay, I've done some stuff with TPU. I've already explained earlier that I did some flexible tests with these, and like it's great, they're flexible and everything, but everyone says you could print t-shirts with it, and I'm like, well, I know what kind of t-shirt I want to print with it. But it all comes down to, can we actually do it? And I think the biggest issue we're gonna be running into here is gonna be getting the t-shirt to lay flat. But ooh, we are gonna try. How was y'all's week? How was y'all's weekend? Y'all dreading going back to doing whatever you usually do during the week tomorrow? Me too. That's why I started doing this instead. Oh, I haven't shown y'all this cool shirt. I don't know if y'all can see it too well, but I'm gonna turn around. Hopefully y'all can see. It's a Ultraman shirt. It's got this is one of the Uniqlo shirts that came out recently. Hopefully y'all can see that. If not, I'll stand in front of the camera later so y'all can get a good look at it. But it's Ultraman doing the Spacium beam thing. All right, looks like we're about halfway done with the first layer. It's doing a plate that's about the size of what the logo is gonna be, just like a little bit bigger, just something to where I can line up the t-shirt just right. And then hopefully once the t-shirt's fibers are spread open a little bit, the nozzle coming down and pressing will be enough to get the design in there. But I'm not kidding when I say this is gonna be like really strange and kind of a nightmare. Glad you had an all right weekend. Better have an all right weekend than a super eventful, not good weekend. It's okay to have a super eventful, good weekend though. It's just a matter of if the events go good. Speaking of events, we're trying to do more events this year. We're looking into what all events are open to us, but we're trying. We're shooting for a few things. There's one thing in July that I really want to do, but like I still haven't heard anything back yet. And if I get in for that, I might scream bloody fucking murder just because it's an event where I'd be with like a bunch of other YouTubers that I really would like to meet and share a brain cell with, if you catch my drift. But unsure if that's gonna happen. It all comes down to if they're the ones that are gonna let me join the event. I'm small time, I get it, it's cool. Oh, we are almost up to 3,000 subscribers, by the way. So I wanted to let you all know, we're gonna be doing a thing, giveaway. Once we hit 3,000 subs, I'm gonna be putting up a link on Twitter, up here on YouTube in the community tab. I might make a short announcing it too, just so you guys can find it. We're doing a giveaway of some of the extra goodies I grabbed from the Shin Kamen Rider movie. So if you aren't already, subscribe. Please subscribe, because if you subscribe, then you'll know when all that stuff pops, and gives you a higher chance of jumping in on the contest a little bit early. It's not even really a contest, it's just like enter your name, and I'm just gonna draw whoever, and whoever gets it, gets it. But it's a keychain, it's a couple stickers, it's a couple posters, and a few other small goodies from the Shin Kamen Rider movie that I was able to get a few extras of. And then if you order through me, and it's something Tokusatsu related the next couple months, I have Shin Kamen Rider posters, tiny ones to hand off to everybody. I got one sitting over here somewhere. Where'd I put it? Oh, there they are. These guys, these posters. So if you order through us, you get one of these, specifically if it's a Tokusatsu related item. Limited supplies, while supplies last. That whole thing. All right, it is about to finish up the first layer. and then move on to the second layer. Once it's on the second layer, we gotta switch this around. I really hope this works out. I really hope y'all could see this too. I'm about to like lift up the camera a little bit more to give you a better angle. Oh, might be too much. That looks so much better, but like, I don't know if we can do just that just yet. There. Now y'all should be able to really see it. Sorry if that was trouble. All right, so now it's doing the outside wall of the second layer. How long was that first layer? About 6 minutes. So in about another 6 minutes, there'll be time to switch around the plate. Whew. Y'all see that Super Mario Brothers movie? I saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. It was a movie. Honestly, one of the prettiest animated movies I've ever seen, but like in terms of like story, man, it's no Shrek. Speaking of Shrek, there's rumblings of a Shrek 5, which is like, I didn't even know there was a Shrek 4. Man, I wish I had more to talk about, but ever since Shin Kamen Rider came out, I got nothing. Like everything we did for the 50th anniversary for Kamen Rider was so damn cool. Like all of it worked out really, really good, except for like maybe one small thing, but I'll talk about that eventually because I want to do one big review video of everything that came out this year. But I think out of all of the stuff that came out for Kamen Rider's 50th, I'm really happy the manga came out in English. Like that's awesome. I know we had it before on Comixology, but like a physical of it was like, holy crap. The only downside to that is, as much as I appreciate there being one big chunky volume of it, I was really hoping we'd get a version that had the color pages, because the color pages are absolutely amazing if you've never seen the color pages for Shin Kamen Rider. Or for the Kamen Rider manga, the original. We actually went to Nakano Broadway this time around, and I was really excited to show my wife Katie and our friend Jake the color pages from the original manuscript from the Kamen Rider manga. And unfortunately, Mandarake or Nakano Broadway, when they bought that whole complex, the store that owned those pages left. So I don't know where those are anymore. And that's a huge bummer too, because I thought they were part of Nakano Broadway or Mandarake specifically, and they weren't. So that explains why those were missing, and that's a huge bummer. If you ever get a chance to see those in person, go for it. It's gorgeous. Woo-wee. What else do we have going on this week? Let's Toku related. Geats is a TV show. I haven't seen the newest episode of that. Probably gonna watch that tonight with the wife. I'm really bummed to say it, but I'm just gonna have to admit it here. This is the first season of Kamen Rider where I wasn't watching week to week. Like, it's usually one of those things where it's like, oh, it's Sunday, let's go. And this has been one of those shows where it's like, oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, shit. Like, so I've been trying to be better about it, but it's nothing against the show. I think it's just, I've just been so busy. I haven't really had the time to dedicate to it when I usually would dedicate my time to it, which is a bummer, because like Geats isn't a terrible show by any means. I'm actually really happy about it. Frickin' Tom Constantine in there, like I am so proud of him. You have no idea. I hung out with him very briefly back in 2018 when I was in Japan, and like seeing the progression in 5 years for him has been absolutely astounding, and I'm super, super proud of everything he's doing out there. Tom's crushing. And then all of my friends out there that I want to talk about, but I can't talk about them because I get them in trouble every time I talk about them. All I can say is the visual effects team for Kamen Rider appreciates the kind things that people say to them. So if you like any of the visual effects for Kamen Rider, even if it's not the best in the world, but you still appreciate it even in the slightest, say something nice on Twitter. Believe me when I say they're watching. And believe me when I say they're, every time somebody says, oh, the VFX is crap, they're sitting there with their hands in their head in their hands like, oh God, not again. Oh, hey, this is great. I'll pull this off real quick. Look what just came off the build plate. We have a Kamen Rider chest piece that we can pop off. So I'm gonna set this over here to cool. Once this is done cooling, and we're a little bit further along with the stream tonight, we'll pop those off. I'll show you how to remove supports. Okay, we are nearing the end of the second layer. It's getting there. I'd say we got about maybe another minute 30 at most. As soon as it finishes that second layer, I have to hit pause. So I'm gonna have this ready to go here in a second. And then I'm gonna readjust the camera and we're gonna make this work. It's like watching paint dry sometimes, ain't it? Like, I really want this to work first try, because that would be like super impressive. Like, oh my God, we did it. Woo, you know? Okay, it's gonna do 3 more spots. So this is spot 1 of 3. Spot 2 of 3. Getting ready to hit pause. Oh, pause. Thank you for pausing. It paused really late. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. I was really trying to get this to pause without it being a problem. So, we're gonna pray that this comes out okay next time. All right. I have to pop off this build plate and I have to put t-shirt around it now. So let me pull the camera back up so y'all can see everything. All right, here we go. The good thing about this build plate is that because it's flexible, I can put it right back onto the build plate, no problem. And it's all lined up with everything. All right. Gotta do this in a very, very specific way. Okay, I want this to be like, the part that's like right here, I want this collar to be up higher, so I have to like pull this up a certain way and then tuck it. We're gonna use some magnets to help us lay this out flat. Okay, we're gonna use these little guys as temporary holders. I have some bigger ones I would much rather use. Actually, no, let's go straight into the big ones. Oh, these aren't grabbing very strongly at all. Uh-oh. We might have actually hit a problem. Uh-oh. What if I stack multiple magnets in one spot? Does that give it more tension? It does. Not much, but enough. Hopefully. Trying to get this lined up just right. The last thing we want is a Cattywampus Kuuga logo. That's a weird word, Cattywampus. It's not even a real word. It's some southern bullshit that somebody made up and we all just went for it. Okay. Where the rest of those magnets I had to go. There they are. Oh, that didn't work out the way I wanted. Oh, come on. I'm also really nervous about any of these magnets getting hit by the build plate. I never thought about that. That's great. All right, well, let's just try to get it on the build plate from this point, because I still have to do more folding and stuff like that later. Ay caramba. All right. This is like the most harebrained thing I've done in months. Holy crap. Yes, good. Lay down flat on the build plate, please. Flat on the build plate, please. Thank you. All right. The t-shirt bunched up under. So it's like acting like it doesn't want to be on the build plate anymore. The more I do to try to like stretch it out, the more it's like wanting to like listen and agree. Just trying to think like what could I do in order to keep some of this together in a way it's not going to bunch up later or cause problems for the printer. Oh, I wonder if I can just take some tape and like just slap it down on here. Hope it doesn't move around too much. I'm gonna go grab some bigger flat magnets that might work better for what we're trying to do. I have these two big heckin' chonker things I haven't been using. Whoa, whoa. Okay. All right. I still want to make this a little bit more taut in some ways, so I know it's not going to go anywhere. Do I have any binder clips? I feel like I have some binder clips sitting around. Let me look real quick. Aha, I do. Okay, I got. Oh, whoa, that's really no good right there. In the front, this is like sticking up way higher than it should. Oh crap. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to put one here. Just to hold that in place. Do the same thing in the back. I'll get this a little bit tight. Okay. I'll use a couple more magnets to try to hold this down in the back. This is way more involved than screen printing, let me tell you. If you don't know about screen printing, it's how your t-shirts are made. All right, folks. This is gonna be it. We're just gonna go for it here in a second and hope for the best. I'm really nervous about this part right here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set some of those like that along the side. Hopefully these will be out of the way. At least out of the way enough. Okay, tape is something we could try too. I'm just not entirely sure. I feel like this is just loose enough. I just feel like the problem now is gonna be it's gonna drag the nozzle across the front of the bed because the build plate is definitely sitting up higher. The only other thing I think we could do is go into settings and adjust the offset. I'm gonna adjust it by 1 millimeter. Hopefully that won't start dragging immediately as soon as it hits the build plate. I need something to grip that one corner. If I can get something to grip that corner, we might be able to make this work a little bit better. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Check it out. I got more binder clips right here. Okay, I'm gonna try that. We're gonna bring this guy down. Ow, woo. Careful, kids. The build plate's hot. Yeah, let's put cotton on something that can burn it. Why not? Genius. Okay. I'll do the same up in this corner over here. Just gonna tuck it, pull it a little bit. Hope it stays. All right. Trying to open up some of these fibers a little bit on the chest so I can get down into there. Gonna readjust some of these magnets. And we're gonna go for it. I'm like doing a method where it's like I start in the middle and then I move over. So I'm pushing the fabric out as these magnets are getting settled into the little areas. Kind of like ironing. Okay. I think this is the best we're gonna get. We gotta go for it, right? We just gotta go for it, right? All right, here we go. Oh, let me readjust the camera so y'all can see too. Sorry, I don't want to hit start with it without y'all being able to see this disaster happen in front of you. Adjust the camera a little bit more. All right, y'all. Here we go. It's either gonna be a disaster or work out. I'm sitting here on the Z adjust. Oh my God. Oh, okay. We're gonna move this back down like one more wee bit, little bit more. There we go. There it goes. There it goes. I'll make sure it's really digging into the fabric. So I went down a little bit lower. There, that should be good. Okay, it's not gonna be perfect, but it's working. Holy crap, it's working. Oh my God, it's working. Definitely needs some more tension on this side. Okay, how we looking? It's filling in the lines of the first layer that's going onto the shirt. All right, it's coming in to fill in the lines on this side. That's looking a little bit looser than the rest of the shirt, but it's still putting down the line, so I can't complain too much, I don't think. I don't know if y'all could see this very good. Are you 3D printing on a t-shirt? Yes, I am. We are 3D printing on a t-shirt. Hot things are hot. Man, I need to learn crimping connectors. Hot in fans, I ordered the connectors to connect to a board. Isn't that the worst? Okay, so like on my CR6, I have these 510 blower fans I needed to get just so I would have some more cooling coming through, and they were rated to work the exact same as my other ones. I plug it in onto the sister board, and suddenly the magic smoke starts coming out of the fan, and I'm like, uh-oh. So I went and checked, and I had to cut the connectors, flip them around, and then they were able to work on the CR6, no problem. It was a pain in the butt. Yeah, we are currently printing the Kuuga logo in black on this white t-shirt with TPU. This is the first time printing on a t-shirt with TPU. All things considered, this is actually coming out way better than I was expecting it to. And once this finishes, we will take a very short break just for a couple minutes so I can go run, use the bathroom, take a stretch without looking like a weirdo on camera. And then we'll probably switch shirts. We'll jump out of the Ultraman shirt and switch into the Kamen Rider Kuuga shirt that we 3D printed. Holy crap. You didn't download a t-shirt. Like, yeah, I would. I'd download a car, I'll download a house. Hell, I'll download the new government if I fucking have to. Okay. We ran into a problem. Never took into consideration the travels. I need to tell it to travel over parts, because now we have a weird outline on it. And in some areas, it looks like it's not digging into the shirt as much as it could. Like, it's working. It's definitely working. Needs workshopping, I think, though. But like, I'm really surprised TPU's grabbing onto the fabric of the t-shirt as well as it is. Honestly, we could probably get away with doing just one layer instead of 2 layers for that backing. Hell, we might not even need the backing. This might be something as simple as make a frame that holds the t-shirt down really nicely and just print right on it. Which, I mean, this is the future right here, folks. If you guys aren't aware, there are printers out there and available right now that do direct to garment printing. DTG is what it is, DTG, direct to garment. Those are really cool 3D printers too, but they're like not much different than like an iron-on printer. I'll be more interested when they come back with like one that's like almost screen printing quality. Like I want something where the ink is getting into the fabric of the shirt. I'm a big stickler when it comes to graphic t-shirts and 3D printing. If it's not a screen print, it's not good. Getting the tension right with the right polyX, cotton, or Tencel blend, mayhaps. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where we find something that works well with whatever flexible we're working with. I know there's some people who have printed in PLA in the past onto t-shirts and they came out great, and then they washed them and then they got ruined. TPU, however, seems like it can handle a washing or two, so I'm interested in seeing if this works out. Wow, this is actually looking way better than I was ever expecting it to, y'all. Holy crap. Like, it's not perfect. It's got some little issues, but this is just like stuff you run into when working with a new material. Gotta fine tune your settings, you know what I'm saying? Also clean off your nozzles more frequently because I don't do that enough. I'm really excited though. This is looking good. Ooh. Also, like, if this ends up working out great, maybe we can get a new shop item. Just do Kuuga shirts. Because, like, honestly, if I can get this to print, if I can get a t-shirt, like a large or extra large, to fit onto one of my Neptune Pros, we could do this all day. Ooh, we could do this all day. Oh, man, whoa, I just thought something else. What if we had something where it's, like, maybe a millimeter high and it's not as dimensionally accurate as you would hope it would be? But then you like put it on top of a t-shirt and you iron it down so then it makes the dimensional accuracy it needs and melts into the fabric. Ooh, that's a cool idea. I'm putting that in my phone. I'm writing that one down so I can do this again. Oh, there's something else I wanted to talk to you all about, and Dustin's been buying a lot of machines recently, and I don't think he needs to buy any more machines because he's got some for the store, he's got some for himself. But something caught my eye a couple weeks back, and today it's on sale for $200 off plus shipping. There's a 3D printer that prints pancakes. And I don't mean like it printed a plastic pancake. I mean like it prints like those pancakes that people draw like characters of. And you can do multiple colors and all this other stuff. And like, man, I'm really thinking about it because then I could take that to events. And while advertising our 3D printers, I could be making everyone breakfast. And I think that's super cool. So here's what we're gonna do. We got 10 of y'all in the chat right now. You guys are officially the Council of Printers. This is what I want you guys to do. I want you to go look up PancakeBot. And in the chat, I want you to put a yay PancakeBot or nay PancakeBot. You have 15 minutes to determine if Dusty gets a PancakeBot. 6:30, we're gonna figure it out. All right, let's shout out some people in the chat real quick. Michael Clark, always a pleasure seeing you. Thank you so much. Is that Reality Engine or Engine? Oh, yeah, Reality Engine. Sorry, I read that wrong. I'm a little dyslexic sometimes. My bad. We got Lady Kit Katie. That's my wife. Hi, Katie. We got Gang Store. We got DJ Kidno. What is up, dude? Shizno's in here. And Megadong. Thank y'all for coming. I greatly appreciate it. Let's see what I missed in the chat. Does this print have texture or is it embedded in the cloth? It's embedded into the cloth and it will have a little bit of texture. Nothing too crazy. I'm actually getting a little bit nervous about this corner right here because it seems like it's not laying in as good as I was hoping it would. We'll see what happens. The print right now, we are sitting at about 32% done. So this is probably gonna go for like another, oh gosh, maybe 10, 15 minutes probably. It's moving a lot slower than it usually does too. TPU is one of those materials where you just gotta let it work its magic. Let it take its time. This is coming out way better than I thought it would do, though. Like, is it perfect? No, it still has some problems. But like, it's leaps and bounds better than what I thought we were about to get. I halfway wonder if I should just try to lift it a little bit when it goes over that one side. Well, think about it. There's one side of the emblem that's just not sticking out as much as the other side. Like, it's definitely there, it's getting into the fabric, but it's just not raised up as much as the other one should be. Okay, so it seems like everybody is like, get the pancake bot. All right, I'll talk to my wife about it tonight. Megadong asks, Dusty, how do I acquire an Elegoo Neptune 3 Pro? Right now, the only way you can get a hold of an Elegoo Neptune 3 Pro is just knowing where they're gonna be when they are available. So right now, Elegoo is in the process of cranking out as many of these as they can. They are in complete overhaul mode trying to get these done to meet demand because people want them. People love these printers, and I'm glad because I love this printer. It's like, honest to God, it might be my favorite FDM system so far. So what I'll tell you is this. Keep an eye on my website in June, July, and August. I'm not gonna have a lot, but I'm gonna have at least one of each machine for sale. So that's gonna be a Pro, a Plus, and a Max. So if you're interested in getting a Neptune 3, keep an eye on my website, or keep an eye on Elegoo's website. Every few days, usually around a Tuesday or Wednesday, very early in the morning for us, because they are over in Hong Kong. Just keep an eye out on the time, keep an eye on their website, keep hitting that refresh. You might get lucky and be able to order one for yourself. Sometimes you can order them from outside of the US. One time this one right here, this Plus, was actually going to be sent to the UK. It was a cancelable order. And what they did was they cracked open the box, gave me a US plug, and then sent it along to me. So sometimes, depending on if you contact the person ahead of time, you can order from another country and request a cable for another country. And the cables are just the same as any desktop or laptop brick plug-in. So like, if you need a new one or an extension, or you want to get one from another country and just swap out the cable, there you go. The only thing I want to mention ahead of time, because there is a difference between the Pro versus the Plus and the Max. The Pro has a thing on the side of it where you flip the power wattage. It's either 230 or 115. If you're in the United States, switch it to 115. If you're in any other country, you leave it at 230. That's just so then you don't fry your machine. Don't worry about it on the Plus or the Max. These have a thing pre-built into it that can tell what system you're on just by what voltage is coming in. It's perfect. Pancake bot to make Kamen Rider pancakes. Yeah, dude, that sounds about right. Like it. Yeah, all right. Okay. So everybody, if you're on board with me getting a pancake bot, you're gonna have to do something for me in order to make this happen. I want everyone in the chat to go, thank you, Katie, very cool, if you want a pancake bot on stream. If you want pancake bot, go in the chat and say, thank you, Katie, very cool. That might convince her. Because this would be a, hey, I'm gonna need to talk to you about getting this. I can't use the business funds for this one just yet, kind of thing. But hey, if the thing works and it works good, like, I got conversation starter every breakfast. I'm actually excited about that thing. How's this coming along? It's getting there. We are working on getting a new lens for the camera since this one's been kind of messed up and not really working great for everything that we do here. We're also getting another tiny camera that hopefully I'll be able to clip onto something like this, like in the corner of the printer, so you guys can always see what's printing. I don't like having the single cam setup. I miss having the multi-cam setup I had before, but we actually can't do that anymore. And the reason why we can't do that is that my computer, I literally fried my USB ports on my computer, so I'm running off of one hub now. So the most I can use is one camera at a time. But hey, live and learn, right? That's what you get for trying to hook up 3 old iPhones to your computer all at the same time, all in the same hub, when none of it was rated for that much power usage. Woo. But it's okay, we have a solution. It's just a matter of actually trying it, and we'll see what happens. All right, so that outside edge I was worried about, it looks like it's finally starting to fill in a little bit. It's not gonna be as high up as the rest of the emblem, but it'll still be definitely recognizable as what it's supposed to be. I'm honestly surprised this worked as good as it did. The travels are definitely an issue though. Like there's gonna be some lines on here that shouldn't be on here, but they're on here. And I'm not sure if I can remove them. If we can, great. If not, whatever, live and learn, right? Ooh, baby. Oh, I actually have to 3D model something. So I'm gonna go ahead and model that real quick over here. If you guys hear some random like dings and badings and sounds that don't make sense, Sorry, Katie. She might be at work right now and like not paying attention, so she might have just come back and saw what's happening here. Hi, Katie. So yeah, I gotta do a little bit of 3D modeling. This should not take me very long at all, but I'm gonna switch around the camera view so y'all could see what I am doing. Actually, no, we're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna model the thing, and then when it's time to do it, I'll take my break. We're gonna take a very short break here today, like 5-10 minutes at absolute most. Let you listen to jams for a bit. And when we come back, we're gonna work on a new version of the Beadle Bond. If you guys don't know what the Beadle Bond is, it's a thing where we use elastic to put across the build plate and add down some more plastic over the top of the elastic to make a little plastic hook that holds on to everything. And I used it on my Shin Kamen Rider chest piece parts, but I have some different type of elastic that I haven't worked with before, and I want to work with it, so we're gonna do it. Very quickly, I'm gonna model. How wide is this? 3/4 of an inch? So we're just gonna make like an inch. We're gonna make like an inch square. Oh, how much is that? My brain can't think good. Isn't that like an inch, like 25 millimeter, 26, 20, let's say 50, no. No, yeah, it's 25. Is it 20? Metric's hard. This is the most American moment I've had on the stream yet, I swear to God. Okay, let's do, meet in the middle, let's do 40 by 40. So I'm on my CAD software, making my 40 by 40 square. Now I'm going to raise this up by 0.2 be 5 layers, so let's do 0.8. 0.8 millimeters tall. That'll be 4 layers. That should do it. I'd hope it would do it. We'll find out. Oh, I gotta go over to the other computer because I actually need a mouse with 2 clicks instead of a Mac that has 1 click, but can't give you a damn right click. Okay, save as mesh. Beadle Bonder 2. I thought I did this ahead of time, and I guess I completely spaced it. Forgot. All right, let's see. Where did I save that? 25.4 millimeters. I knew it. I knew it was somewhere around there. All right, so I got the Beadle Bonder up and ready to go. I'll go ahead and save this and close it out for now in case I need to come back to it. All right, close that out. Oh my God. Cannot close until job is complete. It is the world's tiniest square. It should not take this long to upload. Are you done yet? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, my computer just did something. So if we drop stream, I'm really sorry. Beadle Bond or Beadle Blast, if only. Yeah, I'm really surprised with the whole elastic and fabric things that we can do with 3D printing. Part of me wants to find a way to make this better, and I think the only way that's gonna happen is with a Core XY system, something that's more open, where the bed drops down. Oh wow, guys, this is coming out really nice. Like, it's not perfect, like I said, but like, this is a proof of concept that I've ever seen one. Ooh. Yo, for real, Fusion, just close. Just close. Thank you, Fusion, very cool. All right, Fusion 360 finally closed for me. Now I just gotta wait for Elegoo to pop back open. How's the Shin Kamen Rider project coming along? Okay, so since some of y'all have just now joined us, we have 3 helmets done. We have 2.5 chest pieces done. We actually have one of the chest pieces on the supports I'm gonna show off after this is done to show you how to remove supports real quick. But yeah, this is it back here if y'all can see. And Once this other half of the chest piece is done, that'll be 3 out of the 7 done. So we're almost halfway done. We're getting there. It's gonna be probably really close to the end of the month when I'm gonna be shipping all of these, is what it's looking like. We're about to crack open a new resin printer. It's not a new resin printer, it's a newer version of one I already have. But yeah, we're gonna be printing out some eyepieces here pretty soon. I got 1 set for red and 1 set for pink, so we're just gonna keep pumping those out. Got my vacuum former ready to do some lenses. Like, as soon as all the armor pieces are done and all the helmets are done, we are going mad blast on all the belts, and that should hopefully only take about 2 or 3 days to produce all those parts. Knock on wood, could be closer to 6. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, we're just seeing if we can make it work. Like, initially I was like, oh yeah, I can totally do 5 in that amount of time. And then when we had those 3 people jump on the same slot at the very last second, like, that kind of threw a wrench into it. So next batch is going to be very strictly probably just 5, just so I don't have too much happening all at once. But we're doing it. They're going to definitely need some cleaning before they're like ready to be worn and everything. Like, they're going to need work, but that's the same thing with every 3D prints. Like, it's always going to need a little bit of work in order for it to be nice. Shirts, huh? Yes, we are 3D printing a shirt with flexible filament known as TPU. It is a Shore 95D, which is like a hard rubber, but still stretches up to 3 times its size. It's got a bit of squish to it, just a little bit. The higher the Shore number, the more dense the material is. So Shore 95 is probably the densest you get for most rubbers. They're supposed to be flexible, elastic, and all that. So yeah, we're printing a Kuuga shirt. We're gonna see how this comes out. It's almost done. We're sitting at about 70% right now. Honestly, I could probably kill it now and be satisfied, but I just want it to finish. Like, I'm still just utterly floored that we got as much as we did with this. It's not perfect, again, because you can see the travel lines on it, but like outside of the travel lines that are on it, oh my God, this is coming out really nice. So, yeah. Oh yeah, if you're interested in the Shin Kamen Rider project, we have 5 more slots opening in May. I don't know if it's gonna be the 2nd or 3rd week of May. And then hopefully all of those ones will be done and ready before July. I think now this is just a really tentative saying I'm taking the first 2 weeks of July off, but I might be taking the first 2 weeks of July off. My 30th birthday was over the pandemic. I didn't do anything. We went to a baseball game and one of my friends showed up, which I really appreciate, but my birthday's July 6th. And if you know anything about Americans that are born around the 4th of July, it fucking sucks. Because our birthday's overshadowed by a bunch of other family plans for everybody else. So like, I'd like to try to find like a day sometime in July to be like, hey, it's my 30th birthday again, because I'll be turning 32, which is, oh my God. But like, I'd like to have a party of some kind this year, like an actual party. Because as much as I love the reception that we had at our wedding, and I love seeing everybody that was there, because oh my God, I missed everybody so damn much. I'm really bummed we only got like an hour and a half to party. Like, no, your boy Dustin needs at least 6 hours for a good party. Like, it's been too long. I want to party. I want to get a little bit tipsy, and I want to hang out with friends and dance really badly to music. So, want to do a double birthday. It actually doesn't sound like a bad idea, Nathan. Maybe we can work that out this year. That direct drive, though, for the TPU. Yeah, well, that's what's great about all the Neptune 3 systems is they all use the same direct drive. And this direct drive is like, I've used the Creality Sprite and a couple other of their direct drive systems. Man, this is great. This is one of the best. I think I want to say it's a clone of an E3D system. I could be entirely wrong. I've not actually cracked this one open to take a good look at it yet. But in terms of all the direct drive systems I've used, this is by far my favorite. This is one of the coolest extruders we got. So let me tell you all about my 6th birthday. I think it was my 6th birthday. Could have been my 5th, possibly my 7th, but I just know it was before 10 and I was still in Seattle. Actually, no, I know how we could do this. Hey folks, when did the Power Rangers Turbo movie come out? Like, what year? Was that 95, 96, or 97? You know, I got the internet in front of me too. I can look it up myself. When did the Turbo movie come out? 97. Okay, so it was my 6th birthday. It was absolutely my 6th birthday. All right. So I can't remember if it was shared with my friend Monique, but we were born like right around the same time, she and I. And we had a birthday party at the pool, so we had all the kids from swim team there. And it's like one of the few times in my life where I was like, oh my God, everybody's here. And that movie just came out. I watched it that day, and we're at a pool, and there's a diving board, and it's a high dive. And my dumb ass was like, yo, Tommy just did this sick ass swan dive off of a waterfall. I could do that. So my newly formed 6-year-old brain jumps up on the high dive, jumps off the high dive, puts his arms out for the swan dive, right? Kind of forgot the part where you're supposed to put your hands in front of you before you hit the water. So like, if you don't know anything about water, if you're hitting it at a high velocity, there's nothing breaking the tension of the surface of the water. If you hit water and there's nothing breaking the tension of the surface, like you're gonna be hitting like a concrete wall. So essentially, my 6-year-old dumbass jumped up in the air 15 feet up, which probably made it closer to like, you know, 18, 19 feet up, comes straight down, face down, arms out, and just hits his face first, then his stomach and everything else. So my 6th birthday was crying at the side of the pool because I couldn't do the thing like Tommy did, and now my face hurts. I forgot about that. No wonder why I forgot about it. All that brain damage. Whew. Not as bad as the time I was a little bit younger than that, and Mom was coaching some swim team thing, and my dumbass was like, look at me, and I jumped off a block while holding onto this inflatable thing with my tongue out, and my mom's like, no, put your tongue back. And as soon as she said put your tongue back, I'd already started biting into it when I hit the water. I bit my tongue. I like really bit my tongue too. It was bad. Like you can see like all the little indentations in my tongue still. Yeah. Anyways, this is almost done. We're sitting at 86% done on the Kuuga logo. It's coming out actually pretty nice. I got a jacket with the Kuuga symbol. Ooh, lucky, lucky. I got a jacket with the Decade logo, and on the front of it's the X, like I have on the wall behind me. And it's in a reflective material. It's pretty neat. Greatest shirt design I've seen is a plastic model with clothespin as parts and shider using a slingshot. There's even a trailer for the shirt. It's called Spit Volta's V parody. Or Sip It Volta's V parody. Ooh. If you got a link for that, post that up in the chat. I'd like to see that. I want to do some Metal Hero stuff. It's just that there's not too many people that 3D model Metal Heroes with like a high definition. I found one guy online who made like all the Showa Riders and then also like the Space Sheriffs in like his own style, and they all came out great. I messaged him a couple months back, or a couple weeks back. I'm hoping he gets back to me because I would love to be able to print his stuff in full scale. That's what I'm doing right now, is I'm looking for people who have made really damn good 3D models of specific characters I love, and I want to make a statue. Like I've been wanting to do it for months and months and months and months and months. I just haven't been able to do it because I haven't found like the model that I want to do it with yet. I got the machines, I got the materials. Now it's just a matter of finding the right model. Blue SWAT would be relatively easy, but it's also a matter of asking people to make Blue SWAT models, which is almost as tough as asking somebody to watch Blue SWAT. No offense to Blue SWAT. Is it hard to 3D model your own stuff? It depends. When it comes to like the belts and things like that, like I have a little bit of difficulty because I'm relatively new to that style of solid modeling with computer-aided design and Fusion 360 specifically. But some people, like, it comes to them naturally and they're able to like knock it out of the park. I've been practicing with ZBrush, been learning ZBrush recently, and like I got some things, but nothing I'm like ready to put out there yet. But ultimately what it comes down to is picking a system that you're ready to learn, willing to learn the ins and outs of it, and then just accepting that there are some things that you want to be able to do with this program but may not be able to do. Most people will tell you go jump on Blender first. If Blender really doesn't work for you and it doesn't make any sense and you're having trouble with it, that's when I would say try something like Fusion or Tinkercad and just play around with just doing simple things like model a TV remote, model a computer mouse, Just start doing simple things first, understanding the shapes and how you put things together in Fusion, and eventually you can start making things like helmets and whatnot. The reason why I started learning Fusion specifically too is that Fusion is an industry standard for some businesses, and if you can have CAD files and you can replace those CAD files and fix things, you can redesign, reiterate, and it makes the companies happy that you know how to work on that and that you can essentially sell them the files. But that's also for like if you're trying to get into toys and stuff like that too, or like actual product design. If you're just trying to make like cosplay models and stuff like that, I'd say just focus on Blender. But if you're just trying to do something simple and Blender's not doing it for you, go Fusion. It's just, look and see what you're trying to do first, then pick a program, learn that program, and don't leave that program until you know it so far in and out that you can start learning other programs and being annoyed with the other programs for not being that initial program that you learned. Because that's what happens with every 3D modeler. I swear to God. I wish it wasn't this way, but it's just this way. I wish it wasn't this way. Like, it is getting easier. Like, there are programs and AI systems that are coming out now that are like, hey, give me 6 pictures, like one of each angle on each side, and I can do it. And it gets really damn close. There's actually a 3D model AI system that I signed up for. I'm on the wait list. I'm hoping I get a chance to use it here soon. But it's nothing crazy, super intuitive. But it's just smart enough to where you're like, wow, it's able to make a fire truck because I asked for a fire truck. Like that kind of level of 3D modeling. There's another thing I'm excited about with this whole AI and 3D printing thing. Oh, it's done. The shirt just finished. All right. Let me get this off of the t-shirt. Ah, no. No, don't put filament on my t-shirt. Stop it. I gotta pull these clips off so I can get the t-shirt up. Oh, cool. We got 3D printer gunk all over the side of my t-shirt. Awesome, cool, this is great, awesome. Awesome, cool, great, awesome. Let me grab all these magnets off and put them together so they're not gonna get on anything that shouldn't be onto. Oh, come on, magnets, just work together, please. Uh-oh. Like I said, this is not perfect, but all things considered, this went way better than I thought I was ever gonna go. Let me try trimming a couple things before I do the big reveal. I just see 2 little things I wanna get out of here really badly. Okay, that came up relatively easy. What about this one? Okay. Oh, yo! Something that I thought wasn't gonna stay, or it wasn't gonna come up, is coming up. Taking a little bit more work to get all up, but it's coming out. Like I said, it ain't perfect. But man, oh man, do I got something that feels like it's way more official than it should be. Oh my God. I almost got all these travel lines removed entirely. It's only gonna be one that should be like egregiously noticeable, and even then that's not gonna be that bad. Oh, am I gonna be able to pull most of it up? Oh my God, I'm gonna be able to pull most of it up. Yo, let's go. Okay. All right. Pulling out the build plate. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so like, remember that first layer I told y'all about? How it like adhered to the build plate? Well, the fabric was just open enough to where most of the TPU bled through and got into the back plate. All right, let's get this. Whoop. All right, putting the build plate back on. We're gonna readjust the camera so y'all can see. All right, let's raise up the camera so y'all can really see. All righty, you ready? Big reveal. I'm like, honest to God, this worked as well as it did. There we go. Ain't that neat? I'm really impressed with that. What do y'all think? I'm really happy with this. I'm gonna check the edges, make sure none of it's like peeling up or anything. Oh, wow. It looks like it wants to in some corners, but for the most part, it's in there. On the back though, yeah, see, this is where it's weird. Like the back, it's like half on there and then half like not on there. But here, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this up. Okay, yeah, so I was able to pull this whole thing off. But look, it's in the fabric. Like you can see it's in the fabric. Wow. It's not perfect. It has one travel line in there that I couldn't really do anything about that unless I had better forethought. But now I have some better forethought. So I'm really happy with how this came out. So here's what's up. I'm gonna take a short break. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. And when I come back, we're going to try to make a new Beadle Bond. We're gonna be using this kind of elastic, which should not be able to be printed on, and some GLOOP, and see if we can't make it to where you can print on this stuff. So bear with me for just a few minutes, enjoy the tunes, and we will be right back here very soon. Catch you in a few minutes. Alrighty, folks, thank you so much for your patience. We are just about back. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really means a lot to me. This shirt came out way better than I thought it would. Like, oh my God, this is so good. I'm gonna come up a little bit closer so y'all can get a better look at it. Hopefully y'all can see okay. Look at that. Ain't that nice? Wish it was just like a little bit lower, but like all things considered, like it's pretty damn even, all things considered. Like, would have rather it be just like a half an inch lower maybe, but like, look, it came out really, really damn nice. Like, other than this one like travel line that got stuck into there, like, and that's something I could fix in the slicer settings. I could tell it to, hey, move over the pieces instead of moving around the pieces, which would be better. That means that we'd be able to get this done without there being, yeah, that junk. So I'm going to pull off this filament. We're gonna switch it out with some white Elegoo PLA. We're gonna get the elastic set up and we are gonna go ahead and start slicing some things. I think I might have just messed up. Hold on, I gotta think. Let me check this real quick because I think I made a new file, sliced it, put it on here, but didn't actually move it anywhere. No, I haven't. Okay. Y'all are gonna get a look at the behind the scenes of how I slice stuff. So give me 2 seconds to prepare my camera here, or my slicer here, and switch over to the screen capture. No, don't look at it. Don't look at that, that's illegal. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is Elegoo Kuuga. This is a version of Kuuga, it's 4.8, I believe. The current version of Kuuga that's available right now is 5.3, which is not bad, works pretty good, but it's not really what we need right now. I need to find a specific file. Beadle Bonder, that's what we want. We want this, put this here. All right, cool. So this right here is about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches square. We're gonna put one right up here up front. Oh, we gotta switch this around. Let's see, that one. And then we're gonna make another one of these. Or actually, we're gonna do another 2 of these. We're gonna do 2 sets because I made this work last time and it came out pretty good. Multiply selected models, let's do 3. So now I have 3 of these squares we can work with. I'll put this one back, very far back. Move this one as close to this one as we can. Grab these 2 and we're gonna slide them straight back. All right. Take this and move it forward a little bit, just enough so there's space in between the 2 of them. I'm gonna bring this one up a little bit further. What we're doing right now is we're essentially preparing these pieces to be, to become like the outer bread parts of the sandwich, if you will. We're gonna be taking elastic and putting it over the first 2 layers of these parts. And on that elastic and on these parts, we're also gonna put down a thin layer of GLOOP, which is a glue that I really love. And it's specifically blended for PLA. And the elastic we're using does not have a lot of places for the fabric to get plastic pushed through it. So to alleviate this, what we're gonna do is we're going to put down a little bit of GLOOP on the fabric and onto these 4 squares. Then we're gonna print the last couple layers on top and see how it comes out. This is a little bit different than what I did last time. Last time I used elastic that had a lot of really nice pores in it. The elastic I have with me doesn't, but it's my easiest stuff to get a hold of. So if I can make this work, this will be great. All right, so let me go grab the SD card from the printer real fast. Let me turn up the heat on the printer again so we can swap these out really quickly. All right, that's heating up. Let's put this SD card in and get this saved. Okay. I'm gonna save this in a name that's gonna make it easier to find it. Sometimes printers don't like spaces and special characters and things like that on the file name, so try not to do those yourself. Woohoo! Save to removable, it's gonna take half an hour. File saved, do it one more time. Okay, cool. All right, that's set. Let's get this SD card out and switch back over to the main set. All right. So we have this SD card ready to go. Just gotta wait for this printer to heat up so we can swap out our filaments real quick. Actually, it should be, yep, it's good to go. All right, so now I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna leave that at 230 because what we have to do is after using TPU, if you're switching back to another material, and this is just a general rule of thumb with most of these materials, push your new material through at the same temperature that the old one was. So like TPU needs to be printed at 230. PLA could usually be printed at 200 or less. So we need to push through the PLA at 230 so I can push out the rest of the TPU. And that's why I'm using white TPU or white PLA, is because we'll be able to tell when it goes from white or black to white that, oh hey, all the TPU is out. All right, got that through, got this through. All right, we're gonna raise the build plate or the print head a bit. Extruder, let's do. And load. I said load, go. There it goes. Okay, so now it's gonna start pushing through everything that's in there and start making a little spirally thing. And once this goes to full white, then we know that it's ready to start printing. I'm really happy with this Kuuga shirt, y'all. This might be a new mainstay. It might be something to put into the circulation of things I usually wear. Oh, that's where it is. I'm trying to like get back to chat on the iPad. I'm trying something new. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and get these ready. Since we're using white plastic, we're gonna use a black elastic. This is the stuff I'm using. It's got plenty of fibers in it, and you can kind of see through it once it's been stretched really, really well. Can't see it through it like super, super, super well. But I'm hoping that if I put a little bit of GLOOP on top of this, it'll really, really hold on top of those spots. So the goal is, let's get the print going. Once those first couple layers are done, we hit pause, we get our clips onto here to hold the elastic down flat. And then we put down a little bit of a GLOOP on either side, and we hit print again. Well, speaking about the GLOOP, let me grab that so you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. I've talked about it before on the channel. I've shown it off a couple times before on the channel. But this is PLA GLOOP. This is my go-to glue for any kind of PLA 3D printing. Some people will be like, oh, just use super glue to do the same thing. No, it does not do the same thing. Super glue creates a bond. This is a chemical welding solution. This will chemically weld the PLA to itself. It's awesome. I love GLOOP. The other thing that's great is it also promotes build adhesion. So that's why I'm thinking, like, if I put a little bit of this onto both sides of the fabric, lay it down onto the fabric that already has, or not the fabric, the PLA, and once it has a little bit on either side, it might be able to give it a better bond. But that's what we're looking for, is we're looking for a strong bond between the two plastic strips. Whew. So if you have any friends that are into 3D printing and cosplay and stuff, I'd recommend you tell them to come check out the stream right now, because if they haven't tried this yet, they're gonna want to, especially if they make hard armor parts that need to be attached to each other, because this is my way of doing it. I love doing this. I did it for the Shin Kamen Rider chest pieces. Debating if I'm gonna do it for everybody else's that's ordering a kit, just because I want them to do their own thing, but if they want to go through this route, then I'm more than willing to help them on that too. But worry about that when we actually start getting to shipping time. But for now, let me get my clips out from this Mod Podge of magnets. Where'd the other big clip go? I had a big clip. Did it drop? Did I lose the other big clip? I want the other big clip. It was big. It was a clip. It was helpful. No, I don't know where it went. Oh crap. All right, well, give me 2 seconds while I look for this other clip real fast, because I'm definitely gonna want that. Like, I could do it with what we got. It's just I'd rather have, oh, here it is. It's on the side of the printer. These big binder clips are the winner, I think, for this type of project. All right, I got the SD card in. We're already preheated back up again. Settings, print. Oh. All right, that's gonna take a second for it to warm up because it wants the bed plate to be, well, you know, we can tell it to, it's fine. There goes. All right, so it's going to do 2 layers of squares. After those 2 layers of squares are done, we're gonna put a little bit of gloop onto each of the squares. We're gonna take these pieces of fabric, we're gonna line it up over, put gloop on both sides of the elastic, lay it down really, really good, and start the print back up. I just remembered I need to keep an eye on this to make sure that this actually touches the build plate. It's a little bit high up. Oh, these ones are coming out a little bit bigger than I was expecting them to. How's that looking? That's a bit too much. Let's try going up a bit. There we go. That's laying down nice. Okay. I'm gonna bring the camera in closer so y'all can see this again. All right, so like I said, right now it's printing squares that are about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. That's interesting. I thought it would have done the whole first inside layer. Oh, it's printing a skirt? Why is it printing a brim? I didn't tell you to do that. For some reason it's printing a brim. Okay. So yeah. One more time, just in case you guys aren't getting the concept. What we're about to do is the Beadle Bond, or what I'm calling the Beadle Bond, and that's taking elastic and putting it onto your 3D prints. This version of it's going to be using a much more tightly woven elastic fabric, something that plastic should not be able to push through as easily. So to promote the plastic adhesion, we're going to be putting down some gloop onto the elastic and onto the squares and onto the top layer of the elastic before it starts putting down the rest of the plastic. That middle one's coming out a little bit strange. Oh well. Can't be that bad, right? Is anybody excited about anything coming up? I'm looking for something new to be excited about, but after Shin Kamen Rider came out, I'm like, oh wow, life is complete. I'm just trying to find more things to be like, yeah, that's coming up. Cool, yeah, let's be excited about that. Need more things to be excited about. I got, at the end of the month, I have my anniversary beach trip with my wife. That's gonna be fun. Some of y'all are gonna be like, what, y'all just got married? Yeah, we've been together for a long time, and our first meeting day is actually in April, so this is year 10. Crazy. The D&D movie was pretty solid. Yeah, I've been hearing great things about it. I definitely want to go see that. Maybe we'll try to go see it sometime this week. That sounds like a solid idea, actually. I saw a trailer for it in Japan where they had these little brain monsters running around, and they looked really cute. I want to print one squishy. All right, it looks like it's completed the brim or the skirt, or what we call a brim or a skirt. And now it's finally doing the inside layers. So it's got to do 2 of these inside layers. And once these 2 inside layers are done, then we do the elastic, and then we do the 2 outside layers. Gundam Witch from Mercury is back, and the new episodes came out swinging so far. I'm gonna have to check that one out too. One of my friends who works for Gundam told me like, yo man, you need to check this one out. You're gonna love it. You're gonna really like it. And it seems to have a lot of those kind of neckbeards I don't like up in a tizzy. So like, yeah, I'll give Witch from Mercury a shot. I've been meaning to watch like a new Gundam. It's been a while. Oh, that reminds me, there's a new Ultraman coming out, and apparently it's going to be like a little bit more of like a mystery, kind of like Ultraman, and I'm about that. I'm kind of hoping it's something a little bit more in tune with like the original show or even Shin Ultraman, and if it's anything like those two, I will be there. I'll be about it. Oh, and that dub for Ultraman Z! Oh my god, like, I'm not somebody that's usually like, yo, dubs are great, but yo, that dub is great. That is a great dub. The casting's great. Everyone's like really trying to be in tune with like the previous actor that was actually on screen. Like, I think they're doing a really good job over there with Shin Ultraman so far. So, hey, Subaraya friends, if any of you are here or watching, or any of you do watch, thank you so much. Very cool. We love Ultraman Z a lot. Now, can we get some Blu-rays? Have you heard about the Fathom Events release of Shin Kamen Rider? Yes, I have heard about that. I've actually known about that for a little bit longer than I should have known about it. Insider stuff, woohoo. But yeah, it's sounding like it's gonna be May 31st or like the very first week of June. It's gonna be one of those two, and I think that's the reason why tickets aren't on sale just yet. It's because they're trying to finalize exactly when. But from what I understand, the localization crew working on Shin Kamen Rider, like, and I'm not just talking about the English release, I mean like they got everyone together all at once. So there's a really strong chance that this might end up everywhere quicker than the other two movies ended out. So I hope so. I hope it works out. Taro is streaming too, I think. Why would Taro be streaming right now? It's like 7 in the morning over there. Unless this is a different Taro then, whoops. Revised Geats movie's coming around. Yeah, I'm excited about that just because I saw the monster suit from Geats and I'm like, man, I bet you Vice would look good in that. And then sure enough, they did it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll take it. Very neat. We got hooked on G-Witch real fast. The story is intriguing, the fights are amazing, and the mecha designs are really interesting. I'm happy to hear that. I'm sure Taro and his friends would be happy to hear that about the mecha designs as well. So I'll be sure to pass that along. Multiple companies in G-Witch making suits, and behind the scenes they got different mecha artist designers for each company, so they are all truly unique. And you'll be interested to know that the King Oger has actually got me and my wife back in the Sentai. I'm glad that you're enjoying King Oger, but like, I'm not kidding when I say like, you all missed something with Don Brothers. Please go back and check out Don Bros. Like, it's gonna seem like the first 5, you're gonna be like, ugh. But then you actually get into the flow of it, and I'd be remiss to say if it's not one of the best modern Super Sentais. It's been great. But King Oger, I'm a couple episodes behind right now. It's not because I'm not like interested in it. I am interested in King Oger. I love the idea of bug Sentai. But I'm just gonna be very real when I say this. I am really not about the Knights thing and the King thing, and like, I'm tired of it. I feel like it's been overused for Sentai recently. I'm hoping that I change my mind a little bit more when I watch more of the show. But like, I don't know, man. Sentai and like overly Western like ideas kind of fucking suck sometimes. Like the Go Buster Spy thing, I really wish they leaned into that like a little bit more back in the day. But again, I'll give it a chance. I gotta check it out some more. Taro's setting up a multi-subtitles language subtitle. Oh, that's cool. A true modern Inoue classic, yeah. Yeah. Don Brothers is also very unique in the sense that everyone you think's a villain is actually a team member, and it's hysterical. Another thing about Don Bros I'm really excited about is that they announced the crossover movie with Zenkaiser? Is it Zenkaiser or Zenkaiser? Zenkaiser is the guy, Zenkaiser is the team. Anyways, the dude in Don Brothers who was like the ninja and then the cowboy and then the cowboy and then the ninja, he's back and he's gonna be like the last Naruto again, which is like awesome. I'm glad. First time premiering on the big screen too, so I'm really happy for his actor. Yeats is really good right now. I'm enjoying it. I really like really good. Sorry. Seems you're enjoying it is what I was trying to say. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I want just like a little bit more out of Geets. The last episode I saw was the big reveal for Nago. So like I'm about a week behind, technically 2 weeks behind now, considering the new episode's already aired and the subs are probably up already. We're gonna watch those tonight. Gonna get caught up on Rider. And like again, I said this earlier, it feels really weird not watching weekly like I usually do. I've just been so busy on Sundays and Mondays recently that just haven't had the time for it like I used to. And we're gonna fix that. Because god damn it, y'all ain't taking Kamen Rider away from me on Sundays. You ain't. They're finally gonna reveal what Zenkaiser Black is. I hope it's just like an alternate version of him that's just like the black one and there's a blue one, a pink one, and a yellow one, like all that. That would make me laugh pretty darn hard. Man, remember we had a podcast and we had to keep up LOL at a time. Oh my god. So let me tell you about this because I've seen some other people bitch and moan about this specific title. There was a show called Toku Time or Takatoku or one of those things. We did it first and then everybody else took it. So everybody that's screaming, that was ours. No, that was ours. But we let you have it. Yeah. Oh yeah, they just showed the poster for the Alteca versus Juga movie. I'm glad that George's actor gets to do more stuff as a good Kamen Rider. A little bit bummed we have Alteca again, but what are you gonna do? Also a little bit bummed it's another repaint, but again, what are you gonna do? It's okay. Gotta save money on all those suits. My favorite Rider podcast was Riders, Rangers, and Rambles. Yep, the Triple R Squad. We were actually in the same group with them as a while. We had a group called Reigio Nihon. That's where we started our stuff with. If anything, I think that's where I did any kind of first personality as a tokusatsu internet personality person. Don't go find them. They were terrible, and I was extremely a mess at the time. It reflected. Ugh. I had fun, though. Okay, so we are finishing up the first layer, and it's looking like they're going to take about 8 to 10 minutes per layer. So we have about another 8-10 minutes before we do the actual laying down the fabric and gluing stuff. Whew. I have been debating on doing like a podcast thing, but I feel like doing the streams like somewhat regularly is almost like a podcast, I guess, for some of y'all. But if I'm gonna do a podcast, like I want it to be like focused not so much on just the TV shows, but like the cosplay side of it and other things happening in the community. I think that'd be a little bit more fun than just like, I watched this show this week and these are what I think. And the reason why I'm a little bit more adverse to this is a show I watch and this is what I think kind of content is that something about the weird parasocial relationship between people and online personalities or just even celebrities is that people will watch these people's content, they'll watch their opinions on the thing, and sometimes they just adopt that person's viewpoint instead of actually forming their own ideas about the show. Honestly, I really feel like a review shouldn't tell you everything about the show. I think what a review should be is like this show does this, this, and this, they do these things well, and I enjoyed it. Or, this show does this, this, and this, I really didn't enjoy it, and I don't think you should watch it. Like that kind of thing. That's a review. I feel like most people do like an overview. They give their opinion on it, and then everyone just watches their stuff, takes that opinion, and they're like, this is my opinion. And I don't like that. I'd much rather be somebody that's like, this is good. I like this. I like this because of X, Y, and Z. You should check this out too. Please let me know what you think. You see what I'm saying? I'd rather have the exchange versus the, let me just force this on you. Or let me allow you to take this and absorb this kind of thing. I don't know. I'll just bluntly say it. The whole reason why I've been around on YouTube for 10 years and still barely have 3,000 subscribers is because I just don't want to do half the stuff that other YouTubers do. I find it to be really annoying and dishonest. All right, here we go. Layer 2 started. As soon as the second layer on this back one has ended, we will pause the print. We'll add on the glue and the elastic, and then we'll start the last half and see what comes out. I have a feeling I might need to do these like a little bit bigger than last time. I think last time I had them like 1 millimeter tall, and these ones I only have 0.8 millimeters tall. So I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but we'll see. But I do want to do something where I talk about previous shows I enjoyed. Now that I have the blue screen running, and I just did that last video about 5 things you should see before you see Shin Kamen Rider, which, hey, now that we know that Shin Kamen Rider is coming out in May or possibly early June, that gives you a month to go watch my video and catch up on those 5 things I recommend you check out. I strongly recommend you check them out. And I just wanted to say one thing really, really quickly. This is me throwing shade at some shitty commenter that I've already deleted their comment. But they're like, how can you say that you supported everything here when Shocker Side doesn't have a physical release in America? It's because I bought the Japanese release. Actually, this was a gift from a friend, but I own, it was supported. Okay, so this is another reason why I'm against doing some of the content that other people on YouTube do, especially in the tokusatsu scene, is that and please don't take this the wrong way when I say this, this is a blanket statement and it's not necessarily true how I feel about every person in the community. However, sometimes talking to people in the toku community is kind of like talking to a brick wall, where the brick wall doesn't care, it's just gonna fall on you. And it's gonna land on you with everything it wants to talk about, instead of actually anything constructive about the thing we're talking about in the moment. It happens a lot. I see it happen all the time. Hell, I'm part of the problem sometimes too. So I want to be better and not just do that, you know? Shin Furbus Brown Deus says, as a figure guy, I'm both really happy but also in pain by the fact that Bandai is now releasing Rider stuff on Premium Bandai US. Yeah, I agree. And I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna be real when I say this. I think Premium Bandai is slowly becoming a detriment to what actual Bandai products are. There comes a point where you are selling stuff, and there comes a point where you're selling things at a premium, and there comes a point where you're selling more things at a premium than just selling things everywhere. Sometimes selling things everywhere will do better. I don't know any kid that's 5 to 10 years old on the Premium Bandai website looking for a specific figure to pop. More than likely, they're looking at their local Don Quixote or their Toys R Us trying to find something. Then their parent has to go look for it. Then their parent has to order and do all this other stuff. And it's comes a point where the product you're selling is ultimately a kid's toy. Why do we need to put it behind so many paywalls? Just put it on the shelf. I'm happy that we are getting Premium Bandai items brought to America, but I'm not happy that the idea of Premium Bandai just feels like Bandai now. It's just, if it's gonna be a Premium Bandai item, make it something worth having the title Premium Bandai under it, like a CSM or something like that, you know? All right, we are on the second layer of the third square. So we're almost at a point where we could do something. Yay, doing something. It's all we've been trying to do today, something. Premium Bandai is following the other major toy makers' examples. Same issue is happening with Hasbro Plus and Mattel creations. Yeah, see, there comes a point where I feel like they wanted to get some sort of fan feedback in a way that wasn't just some dude screaming online. So it was here, pay with your wallet to figure it out there kind of setups. I think that's definitely what they were doing over at Hasbro. I think this is just, okay, we're going on a toy rant, y'all. There's a problem with the toy industry right now. The issue with the toy industry is there is too much quantity, not enough quality, and it's buy, when the reason why you guys are pushing so hard for us to for us to buy something is because you guys produce a bunch of crap that nobody wants. It sits there and shelf warms. And when I say crap that nobody wants, I'm not saying girls figures or a specific brand you don't like. I mean, I'm talking those junky crap toys, those blind bag things, the Funko Pops, all that shit. That is a waste of plastic. All those things are a waste of plastic. There are some toys that are proven and will always be a mainstay kind of toy. Then there's things where it's oh yeah, this is much more definition of a collector's item. And then there's oh yeah, this is definitely much more a kid's, younger kids thing. I wish these toy companies and all these other people that are making things with plastic specifically for children would put some thought into it other than, how can I sell this at the dollar store? How about let's make products that are worth buying? And that's the biggest issue with toy companies nowadays is especially American toy companies. I haven't seen a thing out of an American toy company I've wanted in damn near 20 years. And that's not to say there isn't stuff I was interested in. There's absolutely plenty of things I was interested in. But with the way the plastic quality is, the way that things are expensive nowadays, and how there's so many things that you have to spend a lot of money on to get, and there's a chance that's not gonna be done right, fuck it. There's a reason why I've been buying Japanese and Japanese only toys, is because even when they are struggling, they do it better. Very firm when I say that. Now that's not to say that I think the toy industry over there is perfect or anything. Like, no, they got problems too. But what I'll give to them is it seems like almost all of their actual toy products are on toy shelves, like things that you would think would be a toy, leaps and bounds better than the crap that we have on toy shelves here. And I'm sure half the people are gonna be like, oh, it's because all kids care about our tablets nowadays. No, kids like toys. Problem is that some of these kids have parents that can't afford toys or won't think to give them a toy anymore because they think the tablet's better or whatever. It's just sad. All of it's sad. All right, we're at the point where we can pause. Hey, hello? Hello, sir? Thank you. Told it to pause and it was like, I'm gonna keep going. All right, so first things first. We're gonna get this lined up right. We're gonna pull it up, we're gonna put some gloop down, we're gonna put gloop on the other side of this, we're gonna lay it back down, we're gonna gloop on top of it, and we're gonna hit start again. All right, here we go. Make sure I get enough of this elastic over. All right, that looks good. We're gonna pin this in the back real nice in just a second. There, okay. We're gonna do this from the back. It'll just be easier for me. Things I can't say on stream, but things I'm thinking. All right, I'm trying to get this like as lined up in the middle as I possibly can. All right, cool. I'll do the same thing. We're gonna stretch this one over real quick, make sure they'll match and we can actually get that pin down. All right, that looks good. Step one, apply gloop. All right, a good amount right there on this brush. We're just gonna put a little bit down, just enough to promote build adhesion. I should put a lot down on that second one and transfer it over. Get a little bit more on this brush. Set it down on this. All right, now. I'm just gonna try to do this as strategically as possible here. Strategically, he said, as he just starts putting it on wherever the hell he can get it. We'll lay this on side so I can get more out of it quicker. Okay. All right, I hope this will work. It might not. All right, here we go. We're gonna bend it on over, or stretch it on over. All right, grabbing this binder clip, setting this up front. Dear God, it holds. Looks like it is. I'm gonna take this bottom one off just to be safe. Hope it doesn't clip onto anything. All right, now we're gonna put some gloop on top of this and then we're gonna hit start again. I'm putting it down a little bit more thick on the back because this one's gonna be the one that gets the least amount put onto it. Oh, I just realized something. Uh-oh. Hope that won't be a problem. I put the binder clip a little bit too close to the print on this back part. You want to give yourself about ½ an inch all the way around when you do stuff like this where you need clips. to hold things in place, specific spots for you. Got that through there. Got any Trekkies in there? Anybody watching the new Picard? I've been really liking it. I very much like it. They have a new cast member that's no longer in the cast, and I'm kind of bummed out about it. Because I thought he was great, and I wanted more of that actor and that character, and that's just not happening. That's all right though. Still waiting for Will Wheaton. But we got LeVar Burton though. Want to be LeVar Burton. Rip Lance Reddick. God damn, dude. That's a bummer. Guy's a powerhouse actor too, man. Let me tell you. If you haven't seen Lance Reddick and a bunch of stuff, go check it out. Like I hate the Resident Evil movies, like everything Resident Evil movie related. Like fuck all those things. They're terrible. I went and watched the Netflix one just because Lance Reddick was in it. I'm gonna miss that guy. Damn good actor. Damn shame. All right, let me get my nippers and cut away some of this excess that we don't need back here. All right, there we go. And now we're gonna hit start again and hope we get progress. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's wiggling the thing off the front. Oh, it might gum up my nozzle. I never even thought about that. Oh, fuck. And I need to use this for other prints. Oh God. Aha! Dusty's smart. Dusty's intelligent. Dusty's got big brain. Not good big brain, though. The kind of big brain where the brain is really small and getting smushed up by a giant ball of water. That's the kind of brain I got. Damn it! Don't say things like that about Lance Reddick. You're totally right, but fuck, man, damn it. But yeah, Picard, that new season Picard's really good. I have some serious eyebrowy kind of questions because of what happened in season 2. But that's okay. I know there's a lot of people that had issues with season 2. I don't blame them for their issues they had with season 2 either. Yeah, this one's coming out, I'm not gonna lie, this one might be a bit scuffed compared to the first one we did. But hey, this is what we're here for, experimenting and learning and trying to find out, like, does it do, you know? Yeah, that sounds great. I love the little scraping peel sound it keeps making every single time it goes over that one little corner right there. Now we get to really hear it. Joy. How many people in here have actually watched Star Trek before? Other than DJ Kid, I know you watch Star Trek. I know you hella watch Star Trek. But I'm interested to see like who in here hasn't watched it, who has watched it. Maybe I can give you a recommendation of things you could check out to get into Star Trek. Because I really like Star Trek. I think Trek's great. And if you haven't had a chance to check out Star Trek yourself, you just haven't found the right series yet. Promise. I've been told to pretend season 1 and 2 never happened. Ah, okay. I've watched TNG, Deep Space Nine, and some of the original series. Okay, I would recommend finding like a best of list for Voyager and definitely check that out because in Picard, there's a character called 7 of 9. She is a character that's introduced in Voyager. She is a Borg who becomes, or who gets de-assimilated back to a person, or human, and she has to adjust to being a human because she's been a Borg most of her life. She plays major roles in Picard. She's amazing. I love 7 of 9. Like when I say she's up there, I mean like she's up there like Riker tier. She's awesome. Takes a little while for her to get into that spot, but when she actually does get into that spot near the end of Voyager and then like shows back up in the Picard series, like woohoo, she's fun. She's great. Love 7. Also Voyager's just, it's a damn good show. But if you're into like specifically like the Borg stuff, the Borg is in the Delta Quadrant, which is essentially where Voyager mostly takes place. So you get to learn more about the Borg and how it feeds into a movie like First Contact. But yeah, there's stuff that happens in specifically Deep Space Nine and Voyager, that happens in this new season of Picard. Everyone's saying Picard's like, oh, Picard's a TNG like reunion. No, it feels like Picard is a wrap-up of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s Star Treks. And it's like, we're moving into the 2030s era of the new Star Trek stuff. I think it's partially why we're not seeing Discovery anymore either. Whoa, nice shooting text. Okay, problem. Ran into a problem. I'm holding it in place, preventing it from flying off in the back. I need to replace this back clip with something else. Oh no. Actually, it seems to be holding pretty well, all things considered, but I still want to have something there to protect it. Yeah, it's just, it's trying so hard to pull this back one off, folks. I don't know how this one's gonna come out. Just pray for the best. All we can do. So yeah, I need to readjust this for future usage. But that's what this is all about. Experimenting, learning, seeing if it's even possible. And so far, it seems possible. I just think it needs to be a thicker piece of plastic. Like more layers on the top, because I did not put enough layers down, I don't think, because it's only gonna do 2 layers on either side. There it goes. It's gonna go back up to the front now. Yeah, I'm not sure how this one's coming out. It's doing something. Been watching since forever and only build on it when it comes to streaming and the newer movies. The 2009 entry was the only one of those I liked. Into Darkness was facepalm. Beyond was okay. Actually, okay. I enjoy the Kelvin universe Star Trek stuff. That's actually what got me more into Trek than any of the other stuff did. Like, I watched Voyager back in the day when it was airing, but it was never like the big thing. I've actually grown to appreciate Voyager more as I gotten older, but I like those movies because they do things different. But they had to do something in order to get kids excited to see those movies. And like, as much as the whole con thing is a facepalm, I'm sure there's plenty of other kids that are gonna be growing up 10, 20 years from now and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that con thing was a neat idea. And like, it's whatever. Like, I guess this is something I understood very early on, especially thanks to Kamen Rider, is that there are times where in media, you get a new version of an old thing, and they do something that's so egregious, and it's a slap in the face of everything that's come before. And it's not the same thing as the thing before. If I want to go watch the thing I had before, I can go watch the thing I had before. If people want to be excited about the new thing, that's completely fine. It's whatever. And that's what happened with that movie. It's just, it was an idea they tried. It worked for some people, didn't work for others. Whatever. Wrath of Khan is still going to be considered a classic, and Beyond is just, or not Beyond, Into Darkness is just going to be there. It's whatever. Yeah, okay, Star Wars is another thing. There comes a point where it's like you're trying to recapture something, and I think there comes a time where everyone needs to understand it's really hard to recapture the magic of something when it happened, and usually it's because of the people. And if you don't have all the same people, you're not going to have the same magic. It's just the way it goes. Am I the biggest fan of the new Star Wars series? No. I will say, though, Mando is the closest thing that feels like Star Wars in a really, really damn long time. And I know there's people that are complaining about that now, too, and it's like, it just makes me want to just ask, like, do any of y'all like anything? You know, like, it seems like so many people just want to shit on things nowadays. Nobody wants to say anything even remotely, like, nice or constructive or even remotely, like, you know, helpful. It's just, this is bad because it wasn't this. And then everything needs to be a reboot nowadays, can't have anything new. It's all right. I think we're on the verge of there being a bunch of indie films and stuff that people can make in their garages. That's going to be like the new generation of like, oh, dude, have you seen Movie X? Movie X is amazing. It reminded me of Star Wars, but like this one guy made it in his garage. Like those are the movies I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for those. The movies that don't have the studios behind them, but has the drive and the tools in order to make something almost as amazing as one of those other products. I'm here for it. I'm a fan of the Disney Plus shows myself. I really like how people just want them to fail because it's Disney and not because of the shows themselves. Yeah, I can mostly agree with that. There's some things in there that they did where they're like, why'd you make that? Why wasn't that just like a movie or a special or something? But yeah, I think a lot of the screaming about Disney or the Star Wars has been exacerbated because it's owned by Disney now. And all these people like, Kathleen Kennedy. Yo, Kathleen Kennedy's been doing more for Star Wars than you did when you bought your first ticket for the movies. I said it. She's not perfect. I'm sure she has ideas that just don't work, but ultimately I'm tired of seeing people dog on her when she's been with Star Wars so fucking long, and I'm sure nobody knows because they couldn't do anything but Google, and they were just like, what's that? Woman has my Star Wars? You know what I mean? Like, ooh, it's straight up bashing into that. Yikes. This last layer is coming out scuffed. Like super scuffed. It's okay. It looks like it's gonna work. I just don't know how well it's gonna work compared to the first version we ever did. Those are the movies I want to make. Yeah, those are the movies I want to make too. That's actually part of the reason why I have the studio or the office. Is like I want to start making something very, very badly, and like I just had to accept the fact that half of the stuff I want to do is going to be virtual production. And I've been learning how to do virtual production. Let me tell you, Unreal Engine's a fucking pain in the ass, but once you start getting a hang of it, it's something. But I'm also learning I definitely need a crew to make some of this happen because I can't do this all by myself. It's too difficult some days. But it's okay. We're gonna get there when we get there. And when I can actually afford an employee, and I can be like, yeah, this is your job. Your job is to help me. I'm sorry. All right, the print's completed. Let me reset the camera, and we will pull these off and see how they did. All right. So, what I need to do next time is make sure that this part right here is a little bit further down, so then this clip has plenty of place to be actually on the build plate without getting hit by the extruder. All right, got that off. I'm gonna let this cool onto the table since the table is just cooler than the build plate is at the moment. Where is my plastic scraper? I had a little orange plastic scraper. I was using it yesterday and I don't know where I put it. Damn it. Oh, here, I'll just use my palette knife. This'll do. This'll do. There we go. Hey, so that stayed together. That stayed together. That one stayed together. And that one seems to have stayed together too. Cool. All right. Let me go grab some scissors to cut away some of this excess stuff. Where'd my scissors go? I used them yesterday to open up a box for a customer. Where'd they go? There they are. Oh yeah, we've been selling old machines that have been sitting around. We sold our Saturn 8K. We have another one that's available for sale, but I think I'm about to pull it off the store tonight because I'm gonna need some more resin printers here in the next couple days. I'm cutting off all the excess around the actual printed parts. Oh yeah, and then we are selling the Anycubic Cobra Max. That's actually leaving tomorrow. So it's official, we are not doing the Neptune 3 Max video like I intended. I'm actually just gonna compare it to my CR6 Max because that's been a more reliable machine for me. The Anycubic still works great. It's just like for what I specifically need, it was never gonna do it. And like, bummed me out a little bit, but hey, live and learn. At least we got a return on it. That's going towards all of our new machines that are coming in soon. Okay. All right. Here we go. It's the test. Yeah, this is actually way stronger than I thought it was gonna be. So I'm sure some of you are thinking that you just put plastic on elastic, like what's the big deal? On my Shin Kamen Rider chest pieces, I took stuff just like this before, put GLOOP down on the back of these and put it onto the parts, and then there was some flexibility on my chest piece and made life a lot easier. This is version 2, and the reason why I'm calling it version 2 is that this I could actually sustainably print relatively quickly and actually load up my store. So I think we might be adding a few of these to the store as an actual product one of these days. I'm excited. It also means I'm gonna need to order more GLOOP. And also like fix this file a little bit more. But like for the most part, like for a piece where you can connect two 3D printed parts to where they can be flexible when they're not supposed to be flexible, yeah, baby. This is great. I'm really happy with this. All right, I'll clean up the other one. We'll talk about a couple of things. And we'll wrap up. I'm gonna take one more short bathroom break. I'm sorry I take so many bathroom breaks during the stream, but I want you guys to understand, I'm like dying all the time. Like if I'm not like actively pooping, I'm probably thinking, oh God, I have to poop at some point when we're hanging out. So like, yeah, something about the foods here fucked me up bad. And I wish I could say that was just like for fast food, but it's not just for fast food. It's like for regular stuff too. It's driving me crazy. Good news is I got Dr. GI doctor visit coming up around the corner. I gotta put things in my butt. Like a camera. Ugh. All right, let's cut away this excess bit right here. There's a lot of leftovers. I wonder if there's a way I can make this to where there's not gonna be as much leftovers. Or if I can use these in parts of another print in the future. Maybe I could do like a tiny thing that has a little flexible part in the middle of it. That'd be kind of neat to see if I can't make that work. All right, let me take this excess and put it into our trash bin. All right, and there we go. We got 2 Beadle Bonders ready to go. Actually, really impressed with how these ones came out. The GLOOP, I think, really helped. Because like you can still see over the top. Like if I was to do this again, I'd probably do 4 layers on the top or 3 layers, something to where you won't see as much of this. But like because of the GLOOP, it just bonded onto that so well. Like this feels like a stronger connection than my initial ones where I just used the more porous elastic. I'm actually really pleased with this. So I'm gonna take another short break, at most 5 minutes. I'm gonna use the restroom, get something to drink, come on back in here. We're gonna talk about some stuff happening for the channel, and then we're gonna wrap up for the night. So stay tuned, chill and enjoy the music for a few minutes. We'll be back very shortly to talk about stuff going on with the channel. As soon as he can find OBS. Where did OBS go? Oh, that's right. I'm on the wrong display. There we go. All right. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Hang in there. We're going to talk about some stuff happening with the channel here when we come back. All right, thank you greatly for your patience. We are going to start right back up in just a second. Here we go, and we're back. Hey, we're back. Cool. First off, want to say thank you very much for everyone that's been watching today. I know we've gone a little bit longer than we usually do, but I think it worked out good. So, got a couple things I want to talk about for the channel tonight. So I'm going to lift up the camera a little bit so I can look directly at you instead of like hunching over and splaying my legs so I can be in frame. Okay, so last time we streamed, we talked about doing something different for channel members and for Patreon members specifically. And it's one of those things where like I want to do something to give back and like make you feel like you're being rewarded for being here and also being a member more than just putting out the free patterns and all the other stuff that I do. Excuse me. So I've been bouncing this idea around with a couple friends and they seem to like it. So I'm gonna give a tentative like idea of what we're gonna do, and we're gonna work towards implementing it. So then when it's ready to go, that's when we're gonna start pushing really hard to try to get some more members and Patreon things and get some more stuff happening. So what I think we are going to do is I think we are going to try a point system. So if you're a member, every single month that you're a member, you get an additional point. And eventually those points can build up to a free print. There we go. Works out perfect, right? But I wanted to make it to where, depending on the level of help you're putting into the channel, the more stuff you're going to get out of it. So let's say you're a $2 supporter. Totally cool. Every single month you get a point. After about, I'm trying to decide when, it's a 6-month or maybe a 10-month period, somewhere in there, somewhere in that point, there will be a thing where it's like, hey, if you have this many points, you can get this size item printed. If you're like a $5 supporter, you'd be getting 3 points. If you're a $10 supporter, you'd be getting 5 points a month. And every single month, the points stack. If you bail out of the membership and then come back on later, your points will still be there. Not going to remove points from you. And then if you come back, you're just going to keep building on to whatever the points you had before. You're going to get another set and keep going up from there. See what I'm saying? I'm trying to make it to where, depending on what level of support, you could potentially get a helmet every year. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to a point where you could potentially get a helmet every year, or a mask, or like a domino mask size thing. Something to where you can get a cosplay item printed through us just by being a supporter monthly. Easy. We're going to try to do some other things too to help people build points outside of just being a channel member. Like if you do super chat or if you're sharing our streams, we're going to try and figure out a system to where by you being here and you being active and just being around, you're earning towards getting free stuff, or, you know, technically free stuff. So I hope that's a fun idea for y'all. If you think that's a good idea, drop down in the chat. Let me know what you think. Anything that you guys want to see as a reward for being a channel member, we're open to hearing what you have to say. We're trying to make this something where it's actually worth jumping in on and not just something where you're just throwing money at it every month. And if that's all you want to do, then like, hey, thank you. We appreciate you. But we are really trying to do something to where it feels like you're earning something other than just supporting. So yeah, I hope that's something you guys would be interested in. So far, the interest on it has been pretty warm. So like, I'm eager to try to test this out one of these days. When we have that system completely nailed out, we're gonna sit down and have another little address, talk to all y'all and share how we're gonna handle all that. But yeah, that's about that. So, point system. Yay, point system. There's 2 other things I wanted to discuss on Patreon, because we are on the verge of switching the Patreon to the new setup. So if you're a Patreon member and you're currently supporting, there is a chance you may have to switch to the new tier in order for us to remove the older tiers. But it's going to be the same amount of support that you would be giving before, and you're still going to be getting the same stuff that we were doing before too. Patterns are always going to be up on Patreon early, and they're always going to be up early on for members too. Speaking of, if you're a member right now and you're excited about the new Suit Up that's coming out, hopefully in May. God, I hope I can finish it before next month. The pattern for Ultraman is up and available right now for members. You can get it here on YouTube. All you gotta do is just go check our community tab. After becoming a member, you should see some community member only posts. You click that and you can find the Ultraman Suit Up pattern ready to go a little bit early. Over on Patreon, though, we have 2 new tiers. One of them is a $100 tier that is going to be for people who want to produce and help produce specific projects. And like we'll contact you and ask you like, hey, which one of our things that we do you want to support the most? Where do you want your 100 to go? Other than that, I'm trying to debate if I want to do a $25 or $50 tier, and I want that to be for people who are interested in doing monthly lessons or like coaching and stuff like that. In the last couple months, I've had people who've really wanted to take lessons from me to build outfits. And I've had 2 previous students before, and their suits came out great. I'm really proud of both of them. And I want to bring in more people to do coaching and lessons and stuff like that. It's just that I don't have set times that I can really do that like at the drop of a hat anymore. So I kind of want to make a tier to where it's specifically for those people, like maybe keep it low, like maybe 4 or 5 at the absolute most, so that every month or every 2 weeks or something like that, we meet up all in the same group chat and we help each other build your suit better than what it is currently. That one's very tentative. I'm not sure, and I got to be able to build time for it. So yeah, long story short, we're trying to make it to where if you support us, you're getting more out of us than we've ever done before. And we're trying to do it in a way that feels a little bit more passive for us, but also feels more rewarding for you. So just bear with us a little bit longer. And if you've been a long-time supporter this whole time, we want you to know how much we appreciate you. And seriously, thank you so much, because some of you Patreon people have brought us out of the hole when we didn't expect to have cash. Boom, Patreon came through, and yeah, it helped out a lot, especially in some of the tougher times back in 2021. So everybody who's been a supporter, thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Really means a lot. And I really hope that all the progress we made this year has been enough for y'all to see that we're making progress, we're moving forward, and it's only gonna get better from here. So let's take a quick look in the chat real quick. Lohan Diaz says hi. Hi, how you doing? Thanks for coming to the stream. Then we got Gang Story in here saying it sounds cool. All right, man, well, if you like it, hopefully other people will too. DJ Kidness says stay hydrated. Yeah, I actually ordered like 2 cases of Pocari Sweat, and it's been helping a lot, so much. I have like one of those, and I have like 2 bottles of water. I'm like dandy for the day. So yeah, we are where we are at the 2:30 mark, folks. I think it's about a good time to wrap it up. Before I go, I got 3 things I'd like to ask you to do for me really, really quickly, because it helps me and it's going to help out somebody else too. First, if you haven't already, subscribe. 80% of the people who watch my content don't subscribe. Like seriously, it's kind of a bummer. And like, I know we're kind of bringing back a dead meme from like 2 years ago on YouTube, but the analytics have really shown me that a lot of people that come to watch my streams too, only about 60% of y'all are subscribed. So if you aren't already subscribed, subscribe. The second thing I'd like to ask is if you enjoyed anything you saw today on today's stream, hit the like button. It really does help me out a lot, especially on streams. You'd be surprised how many people watch a stream and never hit the like button. The more you hit the like button on a stream, the higher chances the stream gets shared to other people who watch similar content to you. So consider doing that for us. It really does help us out. Now, the last thing I would like you to do is what you should do immediately after my stream ends, which is going to be here in about a minute. I want you to go on YouTube. I want you to go find out Stickosaurus. Go look for Stickosaurus. He just started streaming a couple minutes ago. He is another 3D printing tokusatsu person. I think Stick's great. He streams way more frequently than I do. He shows himself working on parts as he's doing his thing. Go show him some love. Go show him some support and tell him Dusty said hi. All right? Go find Stickosaurus right after the stream ends. All righty, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. Greatly appreciate y'all. Catch you here next time at the next decade. Bye-bye, he says as he fumbles back over to the other window. Okay, bye.